All right, y'all. Welcome back. This is Dave. Whew. Sorry, looking at the wrong end of the camera. I just got home from work, and I'm running around out here in the chicken coop. Today's the first day it's been over freezing in about 4 days, 3 days. It's about 36 or 7 degrees right now, and it's going to not get out of the 20s during the day for highs for at least the next 2 or 3 more days, and it's going to be down in the teens or 10ish 10ish Fahrenheit for the next couple days at night. And I've got the chickens here, and I just was doing some last minute things. We've had several cold days. They have done okay, but they're still cold. They're miserable, you know. I think anybody is. So I just wanted to share a couple things. First things first, I do not put heaters in my coop. This is my second full year of keeping chickens, and everything that I have heard, read, seen is that as far as heat lamps, definitely is a no-go. And I do not have any of the ceramic plate heaters or anything like that. The one exception is that I do keep water heaters. And I'm going to turn you around now and just show you a couple things that I have and a couple things I've done to try and make their life a little more comfortable. Here we go. All right. So the first thing is I said I did not heat my coop, and I don't, but I do have electric. So I've got the electric cord running across, the big extension cord running across the yard, running out to the chicken coop. This is not Mr. Right, but it is Mr. Right now. So the reason that I have it is I have 2 water heaters. Now that one is a platform. It's just a base. A lot of you have probably seen that before. The water sits on top of it. It generates some heat. It's got electric coil under there, and it keeps the water thawed down to about 27 or so degrees. 25 to 27 degrees. It'll freeze up overnight. The other one I have is a heated dog bowl, and that one needs to be refilled, but I brought some water with me. That has an electric coil in it as well. I have yet to have that freeze up on me. We had several nights down into the teens this week, and low teens, and even with wind chill on top of it, and it did not freeze. Last year was a rather mild winter overall, but we did have a cold snap around Christmas. It never froze, where the temps were down in the 20s for an extended period. Last time I checked, you can get them on Amazon. I think they're about $30 or $35. I don't know. Don't quote me on that price because I haven't looked at them, because I already got one. So, but there it is, and that's what I'm doing. Water's just from the water is just from the hose bib, and they're set to go. So there's my food in the evenings as well as first thing in the morning. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm moving you all around. I'm not using an editor today, so you got what you got. This is a dose of scratch feed. It's got some corn in it. Corn's going to help them keep warm. Warm water is going to help them keep warm. You can see it's just Kalmbach is the brand I use for feeds. Local ag store carries it. It's got plenty of cracked corn in there. They love it, and they will go crazy once they find it and they jump on it. Next thing I did was I had 1 bale of straw left from my last trip to the feed store, and I just spread it out. If you see the front of me, you'll see that I'm covered in straw right now. Most of it, they have about 12 feet here that's covered, 8 feet of run, and then underneath that coop is 4 feet that's covered by the coop. So I've shown this many times, and I've thrown straw up in there. I always call hay straw. If I say hay, I always mean straw. unless I specifically say I'm feeding this animal hay. But I don't have any hay-eating animals, so it's straw. Oops, sorry with the finger. Trying to get all this done after work. So they've got something now to pick through, something to dig through, and that'll help keep them busy because they are not getting out right now to free range. We have had a lot of hawks in the area. It is a very cold, messy time of year here, you can see, and the hawks are hungry. The day after it snowed the other day, I had fox tracks that were they were within 20 feet of the coop. So there's lots of stuff out there that wants to eat your chickens. When it's cold like this, don't give them extra incentive, and don't let them become victims. So this straw, in addition to giving them a little fun to scratch through, as well as something warmer for their feet to stand on than the cold, wet ground, it does have some seeds in it and that sort of thing. Keeps them busy. Next thing I did, and this was all done. Let me see if I can see how that's all closed off under there. In the summertime, that's all open. And what those are just scrap pieces of plywood and T111 I had, and I screw them to the north and the west side of underneath the coop. There's another bigger piece right there. That allows the birds to stand outside when they like to be under the coop in the cold weather, out of the rain, out of the precipitation, and that keeps the wind off of them. The wind is really, the wind can do a number on them, and so providing them an area where they can be outside of the coop and still be protected from the wind is a big deal. So I'm gonna move now to, this is my addition. If you saw my videos earlier, last summer, this is my addition that I added on when I added new birds. Really needed a bigger indoor space. Oops, well, part of it's fallen off, but oh, that it even works out better. So you can see when I put my door on, yeah, I got a gap there. I'm not a carpenter. I never promised, never said I was a carpenter. But you see that gap there? That's a problem because this is the north side of the coop. Wind's gonna blow right in there. So what we did was, and I love this stuff, it's just pipe insulator, and it's even, I got the stuff that was split, or now I cut it. So you cut it on one side, see the edge of the door right there? We fit that over the edge of the door. It's got a million uses. That now seals that little gap that was running right down here, helps keep the wind out. I've got one more piece for the bottom. It must have fallen on the ground when I was just now throwing these straws, so we'll find that shortly. But you get the idea. You need to cover these gaps, you need to cover these drafts, but by the same time, and I really had trouble with this at first, you have to provide ventilation. So for me, if you look, we've got ventilation. That's wide open. For the bigger part, the main coop, that's the high end of the roof. It's a lean-to roof. That allows gases, ammonia, all that stuff to escape. So inside the coop, several weeks ago, and I've added to it since then because I do just keep adding and do deep litter. Sorry, finger again. Lots of straw. The straw is very thick in here. You can see how far I have to go. There's the plywood. Okay, so this plywood has no R rating for insulation. This thing is just as cold as outside. So if it's 10 degrees outside, that plywood's 10 degrees. We pile this on top. We create air pockets, and suddenly the birds have got somewhere much more comfortable to stand for their feet while they're inside. Much more comfortable. Oh, hello. Oh, aren't you perfect timing for the camera? Much more insulated, much warmer for them to be in. I'm gonna peek around here where she's going. Get out of the way, girl. Any other time you'd run away from me. See that corner right there? They've made a little bit of a divot there. They've decided now, at least some of the birds, that's where they want to lay eggs. That's because I'm gonna close this for a second. Yep. Okay, and I want to show you one other thing, and then we're done. And hang on one second. We are going out of the coop. We're going to walk around to the where the egg collection is. And see, there's that one's just leaned up there, but you can see, here we go. See all those pieces on the bottom that are uneven matched? Those were all screwed up there. That will protect them immensely from the west wind, which is the predominant wind in our area. Okay, here's my box. This is my egg box. Like many of you, it's external. It's sits out from the house, and of course, it's colder because it's on the side of the house that gets the coldest amount of air and wind and all that kind of stuff. Well, you can see, well, there's 2 ceramic in there, so there's 4 eggs. Looks like 2 ceramic and 1 just a ceramic and just a ceramic egg. Okay, so we got 5 eggs today. It's not bad. Here's my problem though. I'm gonna close this door back up for a sec. So when this door is closed, recently it started warping like really bad. I'm assuming it's the cold heat and the cold and the water. So even when the door's closed, I've got a gap there of probably 2 inches. And the birds are not liking sitting in this box with a gap there of 2 inches because they're cold. Who would blame them? So what I've done temporarily is I took a piece of that pipe foam, cut it in half, and we've got it up there, and that will cover that'll cover most of that gap. But what I'm finding is that even with that gap mostly covered, the birds are finding new ingenious places to lay their eggs. So I'm searching all over, inside the coop, inside the run, and I have been finding some eggs here and there, and I'm quite certain it's because the birds are just uncomfortable. So here's the main part of the coop. This is the original coop, the older part. Again, you can see how thick this is. We've got this thick piled up. I wanted to check in here because I wanted to make sure that none of the corners had eggs in them. But this thick layer, I can take that, I can throw it wherever I need to. I can actually put it into a box here because I can reach right through here and get to the boxes. Provide them a little bit of extra cushion for their bums. That way they maybe they'll be more comfortable. But the most important thing is they've got a thick layer from that bottom. Again, let's dig down. There's the plywood. You see, they've got a nice thick layer to keep their feet protected. So, all right. So that's me. That's what I'm doing. I've got several things there that I'm hoping will help make them more comfortable and more protected from the weather elements. And I'm going to show you one thing. And I don't want you to think that I'm like stripping my clothes off or anything here. I'm really not. No, I'm not doing that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. But I'm going to show you something. Now, let me preface that, oh gosh, I just love putting my hand over the camera. Let me preface by, there you go. I'm going to preface this by saying, this is not what I wear to church or to work. This is not what I wear outside my property except to go hunting, possibly, anywhere. But if you can't afford Thinsulate or, well, Gore-Tex is more rain, any of those other, you know what I'm talking about, artificial, really warm clothes things, right? If you can't afford those, the reason this works right here, and I'm not going to suggest you stuff straw in your pants, just bear with me. The reason this works to keep warm is because air pockets are formed in here. And the air pockets are formed inside, and that air gets slightly warmer than this outside air, and it gradually will heat up. Now, I'm not talking like hot, but it's going to be warmer because of those air pockets. The air pockets create insulation. I'm going to show you something. My pants are almost going to be upside down here. Oh, here, I can do this. These are an old pair of Walmart cotton sweatpants. You can buy them at any Walmart, anywhere you want to go. Underneath that pair of Walmart sweatpants is another pair of Walmart sweatpants. So I got the blue pair and the gray pair. You can say I work at them. Look at how beat up they are. But you can see the blue underneath there. 2 pairs of cotton sweatpants. I've hunted in these. All right, I'm going to turn you, just one, you put one pair on right over top the other one. I'm going to turn you back around. I've hunted in those. I've been out in all kinds of godforsaken cold weather. I've worked in them outside all day long. And I'm telling you, they are every bit as warm as a pair of Thinsulate. I've worn both, plenty of both. I've had plenty of experience. I've been hunting since I was 8 years old. I know about keeping warm in cold weather. And those 2 pairs of sweatpants do the exact same thing as that hay does, or that straw does, on the floor of the chicken coop. Those 2 pairs of sweatpants create air pockets. Those air pockets are warmed by your body, and they help insulate you immensely from the outside. So, you can't afford Thinsulate, you can't afford one of these others, and you're working around the house, or you're going somewhere where you don't care what it looks like, because it does kind of look, oops, wait a minute. Nah, that's all right, I'm not going to turn you around again. It does look pretty bad. I mean, I look something right out of, you know, I don't know. Just, it doesn't look good. But anyway, they will keep you warm, and they will do a good job of it. I'm not kidding you. So, there's some tips on keeping the chickens warm. There's some tips on keeping you warm. So, hopefully you can take something away with that. Hopefully you enjoy the channel and enjoy the content. If you do, please hammer down that like button, as well as subscribe for more videos, more tips, more things that I'm doing here. And in the meantime, I'll see you on the next video. Stay safe, stay prepared, and for now, definitely stay warm. Thanks.